Hi, Kerry here again with a new video on the Christchurch Review of Books. Thank you for taking a chance on this video if you're new, and if you've seen other ones that I've produced, welcome back. Now today is a review mainly of this book, Remainders of the Day by Shaun Bythell. Now it's been a little while since I did the last video, and in that time Queen Elizabeth II of the UK and Commonwealth has died. New Zealand government has pretty much thrown in the towel on its efforts to counter COVID, and this book has arrived. So with no further ado, let's jump into it. Now, if you're a fan of Shaun Bythell, you probably need no introduction to his work, and you would have been looking forward to this book for about a year since it was first announced, and it came out about 2 weeks ago. I received my copy a week ago, read it in a couple of days, and I really loved it. I was expecting to, but you know, still good when it is a good book. Now this is the third book in the series that he started back in 2017 when he first published The Diary of a Bookseller, and that was followed in 2019 with Confessions of a Bookseller, which continued the journaling theme. Now, for the uninitiated, basically these books are roughly, each volume is a year of his diary entries, kind of expanded to cover things about the local town, the personalities, the people, the events, and there's a healthy dose of book-related coverage, if you'd like to call it. He goes to various estate sales and people who are downsizing their living arrangements, and he goes and looks at their collection of books, and sometimes he'll pay money to buy some of them for his shop, and other times he'll tell them in gentle ways that their books aren't worth anything. And most of the rest of the book is basically his life and in the bookshop, dealing with customers, which can be very strange sometimes, and his friends and family and so on. And these books, they may seem not too exciting to you if you haven't read these books, but they're really, really good. It's a type of immersion into someone else's life and daily duties or whatever, which something about that, it's really good. It really works for me, and I really love being in that world for a short time. Yeah, unfortunately, these books are quite a quick read due to the diary kind of layout. You get through a lot of it in a short period, and you know, when you come to the end of these books, you kind of are at a loss. You've been in this world for a while, and you're almost slightly confused to be back in the real world afterwards. You're so wrapped up in what's going on. Now, Bythell himself also produced a different book in 2021 called The 7 Kinds of People You Meet in Bookshops. And that was a little bit of a disappointment for me. It kind of seemed to be something that he rushed out in between these diaries, considering the things that were going on in the world at that time. It probably can't condemn him too much, but you know, I'm glad to say he's really back to form with this one, The Remainders of the Day. If you love those previous volumes, you will love this. That's pretty much all I want to say. It's living someone else's life for a short time and finding out all his friends and catching up with them from the last book. You find out what they've done next, what's gone on. And in this book, he particularly focuses a bit on a Italian woman who's come to Scotland, and he calls her Granny due to her myriad health problems. And he and her have this kind of antagonistic relationship. She works in the shop sometimes, and other times she works in a local restaurant. And every morning they do the finger to each other and what have you. But you can tell they have affection for each other. Now, I was in a Facebook group once where Bythell himself explained that he's got about 5 years worth of diaries formatted, ready to be edited and written for the books. I hope he continues doing these books. At the same time, I do understand that his life has changed quite a bit since these ones were written. He has married and he has 2 small children now, so that understandably we take up more of his free time. And if you read this book, you find that he's lives a very hectic life trying to fit a whole lot of stuff in, and just wonder if he's going to manage these books in the future. A lot of his time seems to be taken with the Wigtown Festival, which takes place around this time of year, mid to late September, I think, going by these books. And there's a lot of preparation for it, and there's a lot of work, and the bookshop and the people involved become like a hub of the community for that time, and he does a lot of work, and then there's a lot of recovery from that time, and it takes up quite a central part in these books. So anyway, so that is Remainders of the Day by Shaun Bythell. If you need explanation on the title, Remainders are pretty much unsold books by either returned to the publishers or returned to the bookshop, and books that didn't meet the publishing sales goal or what have you, and often you find them again in bargain bins or online stock shops like the book grocers sell them back to you again, and you often can find them. They have marks on the end of the pages that show that they're remainder, and they're usually pretty cheap. And it's usually quite a good way to pick up some recent books if you find a remainder pile in your local bookshop or big box store or whatever you like to call it. Just a little sad that the books didn't meet their target and what have you. Anyway, so that's Remainders of the Day. That's why he's got the title there. It's book related, of course. So I'll leave you to it now. Thank you for the views and any comments or thumbs up that you give. We'll catch you again soon.